President Trump from Air Force One. So that went very well. The two presidents talked. They both asked me if I would go back and negotiate some more. President Trump wants to get all, we don't know the numbers, but people use the number 1,300, to get all 1,300 back out of the prison. And President of Belarus was open to discuss this. That's the state we are in now. So I came here the other day, and I had been talking to Rubikov, who's in New York as a representative of Belarus at the UN, and I talked to him a lot. So he passes messages from his president, I pass messages from President Trump, and I negotiate. And we came here and we said we wanted to bring home as another sign of good faith. A good number of people get them out now. We're still negotiating for the rest, and that'll probably take a couple more months. We also lifted the sanctions on their airline as part of our show of good faith. So that's where we are right now.
Right. This release does not include major opposition figures like Kolesnikova, like Beretsky, like Babarika. Why not?
Well, they did in the out of the 14th, there was a major resistance person. He came out. We got some people. We got a Brit that came out that was very important to us. We've got some others out. Our mission is to get them all out. Now, the orders that they come out, sometimes, of course, it's unfortunate if your loved one is not in the group, but we see that eventually, hopefully, within a short period of time, everybody will be out. So I wasn't in a position to pick and choose who got out. I made suggestions.
Okay. Would you agree with Lithuanian president who today said that there should be no exchange of people for relief of sanctions?
Well, what we're doing is, there's two tracks here. One is release of prisoners, and the other is trying to normalize relations between the United States and Belarus. And this is all part of that, all part of the same efforts by Belarus and by the United States. So we have an ongoing normal relationship. So we're working towards that. So you don't sit there and say, give me 3 prisoners and I will give you this sanction. It's not done like that. It's like, okay, when we said that we were lifting the sanctions on the airlines, it was like the ball was out of our court, now it's in their court. So the ball was in their court, and they came out with 52 people today, which makes the total 68 have been released so far. But it's not a, you do this, I'll do that. It's more fluid than that.
And when do you expect all the political prisoners get released and the relationship between USA and Belarus gets normalized?
I think that will be months, not years. So I can't tell you exactly at all. But so far, things are moving quite quickly. This whole thing started this year since President Trump got in office. He's been very concentrated on this effort, and he wants to normalize relations with lots of countries. And as you all know, President Trump will meet with anybody, any nation, to see if he can normalize relations. And of course, they have to do things, and we have to do things. But that's kind of the overall view of things. And President Trump feels that if you can have relationships with people that in the past we wouldn't, but we try and build the relationship up where maybe we wouldn't have so many wars on the table. Maybe a lot of things would happen. But that's his viewpoint, and I, of course, agree with it.
what would you say to people who say that Belarus is not changing? That some say that the people are still getting arrested for political reasons. Exiles are not allowed to go back into Belarus. That there is a major presence of Russian military within the Belarus. All these things don't seem to be changing yet.
Well, he released 68 people. That's a change, moving in the right direction. So my impression of him is he wants to change. But you don't change after you've been in office for some 30 years. It's not going to happen overnight. But nobody released prisoners from there before. We've gotten 68 of them out, and I soon to get more. So it is a change. These things don't happen overnight.
What do you expect from Belarus would do next? What steps from Belarus do you expect after relief of sanctions, after talks with the Lukashenko ongoing?
Well, the next thing, first of all, now I'd say after the 52 were released today, it's up to us, the United States. The ball's in our court, so to speak, and we will negotiate something to give them. Then it will reverse. Hopefully the speed picks up and we can get into a grand overall strategy where everything is on the table on both sides. That's my goal. It may take some more ball in court type stuff.
The sanctions on Belarus are not only by United States, but there are also European sanctions, on quite tough ones. Do you expect Europe to lessen their sanctions on Belarus also?
I think they'll wait and see what happens. I think that a lot of the people that we got released out of the 68 were Europeans, and the European countries were very happy about that. So I don't think, I think in the end of the game, they will release their sanctions too. If the United States does it, I think we will come to a time shortly where they will lift their sanctions. I can't tell you how long that'll be. I can't tell you which countries will or will not. But in my experience, and that will happen.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.